Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're going to do is we're going to film me making my offer that I plan to sell to businesses. So a big challenge I had this last week was deciding on what offer I can actually sell. I started with the Instagram lead list. I started reaching out to coaches. I reached out to 52 coaches individually. But what I realized halfway through that is that I really wasn't offering what the coaches need. I was offering them a list of 20 leads so that they can find clients. But as I thought about that, coaches really aren't cold calling clients. It's more of a, let me show you what I can do, referral type business, or you have a gym, or, you build followers via Instagram and you can teach them online. So I kind of realized that I was trying to sell the wrong thing to the wrong person. So midweek, I started thinking, what can I offer? And I went all around the world and I thought of a few things, but at the end of the day, something that I would like to create that will make me happy doing day to day would be building things for clients that solves a very specific problem. And I can see it improving their workflow, their lives. I'm adding value and I can see myself adding value. So what I came up with is, if you can see on my page here, I came up with me just building a system for small businesses that lets them capture leads, follow up with leads, do the whole email thing, and then give the client the way to pay, or give the customer a way to pay for your product or service. So if you look at my screen on the right hand side here, this is basically the offer that I came up with Claude. So what I'm going to offer, my core offer, I have three separate offers and a fourth one, which is customization. But I'm going to offer a landing page, lead capture, which can be a form or it can be a ManyChat DM flow, Supabase. So I'll be building out your own database, resend, which is an email system connected to Supabase. And I believe the standard for checkout nowadays is Stripe. So I'm going to use Stripe for the checkout. So what I thought I would do so I have 0 clients. So what I thought I would do is I would record myself making this system for myself, showing it on YouTube, doing it live as uncut as possible, and just showing you guys how this process works and what I can offer you if you are looking for this kind of system. If you're a small business and you don't have anything set up to capture leads, follow up with clients, this will be the system for you. This will be one system. So in today's world, there's a lot of systems, but typically, let's say Shopify, you open a Shopify store, you're tied to their database and their service. So if you decide to leave Shopify, you lose your data for the most part. And a lot of systems work that way, where they'll give you everything, a whole done for you system, but you don't own it. The day you stop the subscription, you kind of lose all your data. So this system I'm setting up is something that you will own, and it's yours. It's yours for life. Your database is yours for life. Your files are yours for life. You keep everything. Okay, so before I build, this is the offer that I came up with AI and with just kind of going back and forth. So my problem I solve, most coaches are running their business manually. DMs go unanswered. No landing page, no email list, no automated follow-ups. I had one person I talked to on Reach Out who, she was a coach and she did coaching and had very high ticket in-person customers. What she wanted to do was she wanted to set up a course and she wanted to charge customers for that course. So that's where Kajabi came into play. However, as we discussed, she is paying $150 a month and she's never set up Kajabi. So could you imagine paying $150 a month and not even setting up the landing page and the tools you need? So that was one person. I had another person I talked to who had ManyChat enabled on his Instagram. And every time I would send him a message, I would get a message back saying, oh, if you want to work with me, type Edge, yada yada. So he was using ManyChat, but it was clear to me that it really wasn't set up correctly. For people, think about that. If you're trying to contact someone and you just get his pitch every time you send him a message, it's not very user friendly. So basically, I'm solving that with my offer. Instead of signing up for many tools, I'll set up everything for you in one spot. You own it. And yeah. So basically, the way it's going to work is I'll sit with the person, I'll have a discussion with them, I'll get some basic information. So we'll have a quick meeting. I'll build it for them, I'll hand it off to them, and then at this point, I will show them how to use their full system. If they want me to manage it for a monthly retainer or a monthly fee, I will do that. Here's the pricing tier that I came up with. So for $1,000, you're basically live and capturing leads. You'll get a landing page, a lead capture form, a database, a 5 email automated sequence, meaning someone will reach out to you and we'll have 5 emails. So an acknowledgement email could be 1, a follow-up email in 2 days, and so on and so forth. The business can dictate that. So I'll add a built-in scheduler. So if you have clients that need to schedule meetings with you, that'll be in the system. After everything is set up, I'll give you a one-on-one video call walkthrough. I'll walk you through the whole system live, show you how it works, make sure you're comfortable with it, and I'll actually give you a guide so that you can always refer to. And then that's it. That's my $1,000 tier. My $2,000 tier is everything in tier 1, but then I will set up the social media DM flow for you. So if you use Instagram, if you use Facebook, if you use TikTok, I'll make sure that we have funnels in place there that goes from your DM into your system. You'll get more email sequences. So as it says here, you get a welcome, you get a value, a pitch, a follow-up, and then in this case, I will help you wire in your Stripe into your website. With the Stripe, basically you own the account, I connect it for you. Okay, and then the third tier is $5,000. You'll get a full system, everything in the top 2 tiers, plus you'll get 90 days of my support and my guidance. So, and in addition, you'll get 20 email sequences, and you'll get the 3 months of support, and we'll do a monthly check-in call just to make sure you're doing good and handle any modifications that you may need. And of course, the last tier, which isn't really a tier, if you want something completely custom, I will work with you. We can set that up. If you are working in a Kajabi already and you want me to work in the ecosystem that you already have, we can set up that ecosystem. We can do an ongoing monthly retainer. And so you can book a 30-minute call and we can discuss this. So those are my 4 tiers. Ongoing support, I'll offer 150 maintenance tier, meaning I'm going to keep your site and system up and running, or active management, but we'll do maintenance, tweaks, email sequences. I'm going to price that right now at $300 a month. No matter what tier you choose, because of the tools that I'm using, you're either going to be free. So as you're building your clients and building your business, there's really not going to be any charge for some of these tools that I'm kind of plugging in, if you will, or let's say for email, let's say you start sending 50,000 emails a month. With resend, there is a charge. I think the first 10,000 emails are free. So if you get to that level and you're sending 30,000 emails a month, I'm going to assume that you're making enough money to cover the fee for the resend charge, which isn't much, but there will be a fee at that point. Okay, so this just goes into my content strategy. I'm going to build publicly and all that good stuff. Okay, so there's my background. So what I want to do now is I actually want to build this funnel for myself. I want to make it so here's my offer, my landing page. For me, I'm going to put a form in the landing page. So that'll be my lead capture. I'll hook up and connect the database, and then I'll set up the automated follow-up emails. I'm going to try to record this now live. I'm not going to try to make many cuts to this. I don't know how many videos it's going to take me to make this, but if it takes me 1 or 2 or 3 videos, I'll just make part 2, part 3. So today's the first part. Maybe I'll get it done today, maybe I won't, but I'm gonna show you the process and how I would build this and how I set it up, and my own system will be the example I use as I go forward. Okay, so first thing I need to do is I need a folder. So I could tell Claude where to build stuff. Okay, so let's go, let's add a new tab. Okay, let's get out of this, and let's make a new folder and call it my system. Okay, let's go into my system. We're gonna enable Claude CLI. Why is Claude not working? Okay, I wonder. Let me get rid of this. Oh, I think it's not working because I actually do need to be in a Python environment. So that is actually correct. So let's go back to my system and a new Python environment. Okay, so here goes the command line. Let's go ahead and do that. So what this does is this is going to make my Python environment. Very cool. Okay, now I can say Claude. I have to install it first. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. So the question is, where did it go? Because I had it here a minute ago. So let's install this. So it's an npm package, which is kind of weird because I'm pretty sure I had that installed, but let's install it now. Okay. Okay, let's say this. Okay, so let's do this. Same old directory's in the way, so let's trust it. This is the first time it's actually corrupted for me because I've been using it even this morning as I was updating my personal dashboard. So kind of odd to me that that just happened. But let's see if it's there. So Claude Code is there. I'm in the directory called my system. Okay. All right. Right. So I want to make my landing page for my offer. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my offer. I think this already has permissions to my. So it already has access to my repo. So So I want to make a landing page for my offer. I don't want you to build it. I want you to give me the Claude CLI prompt. The offer is in the Life OS April 26th folder. It's called, and let's actually look to see what it's called. Okay, it is called the offer. It's called the offer.md. Okay. All right, so we're basically going to ask Claude to make me a prompt that I can hand over to the Claude CLI that will let me make this my landing page. So let's go back to my folder, which is called my system. Drop that in the folder with OfferMD and run it with Claude. It'll have the full context it needs. So it says read the offer directory, build a single for this offer. The page hero section, losing leads, no pipeline. What I build, the 4-step system, pricing tiers, design neutral. Okay, so let's do what it says. So here I'm going to drop that file there. Okay, so let's find that file, blah, blah, blah. It's called the offer. Okay. My system, okay, let's paste it there. And then let's see if it's here. Okay, so the offer is there. And it says drop this prompt in there and just put the offer and then let it ride. So I'm going to now call Claude. Yes, I trust this folder. And I'm going to drop this bad boy in there, blah, blah, blah. Modern, dark, neutral palette, mobile responsive, everything online. Okay, so let's go for it. I'm gonna drop that in there. We're gonna let it do its thing.